And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, in today's video we've got a fair few bits and pieces to discuss as always, as Rangers have been sparked into immediate negotiations as official talks do begin with regards to a certain position, so we'll go through that in today's video. We're also going through a few other bits and pieces within the Rangers space that includes a bit from Simon Jordan with regards to the appointment of Philippe Clement and kind of like making a bit of a claim, I suppose, with regards to it, whilst also taking a look, of course, at our next game as we take on Sparta Prague in matchday 4 in the Europa League at Ibrox. So yeah, quite a few bits and pieces to discuss, but let's start with Simon Jordan. Basically, Simon Jordan, a very vocal speaker within TalkSport on a variety of matters within football, and always has something to say with regards to Scottish football, always has something to say with regards to Scottish football and Rangers in general as well. And basically, the topic of conversation actually centred around Frank Lampard and if his managerial capabilities have been overlooked by some clubs and in recent months, namely Rangers. Of course, with Frank Lampard, it was said that Graham Souness wanted him to get the job, and then he was sort of speaking, but fans were not having that at all. But as I said, Jordan does not agree with Souness's view with regards to the Chelsea legend, and basically doesn't think he would have been the best fit for the job at Rangers. Basically then went on to speak about Clement's credentials to succeed at Rangers, and ultimately topple Celtic for the summit of the Scottish Premiership. So let's go through the whole sort of transcript of what he said. So he said, I looked at his record and I thought he had a pretty decent record. Actually, moving to Rangers is possibly a step down in argument terms. Not in terms of the scale of the club, but the quality of the league. A little bit of a sideways step, if not down. Souness was an interesting the other day. As much as I take a lot of what Graham says at face value because it's Graham, his argument for Lampard doing the job, he is still has the hunger and ambition. So bleeding what? He's got what capability? So yeah, basically sort of echoing the views of Rangers supporters that Frank shouldn't have got the job, but also stated that Clement has taken a bit of a sideways step with regards to his actual managerial career. Obviously at Monaco more recently, probably a better league than ours, Ligue 1, but sort of size of the club, Rangers is probably the biggest, or is by far the biggest club that he has managed. So yeah, Simon Jordan on that matter. Now moving into other sort of discussions, guys, it has been well documented recently with regards to Rangers looking for a chief executive or a new technical director, and basically reports are stating that Chairman Bennett and Bisgrove, the chief executive officer, oversaw the process that resulted in Philippe Clement being named as Michael Beale's successor last month. Now the Light Blues Chiefs have had their sights firmly fixed on another key appointment as they seek to fill the berth that was vacated by Ross Wilson, who quit to join Nottingham Forest last season. Links with Sam Jewell, the head of recruitment at Brighton and Hove Albion, were played down by Ibrox sources several weeks ago, and Liverpool youth supremo Alex Inglethorpe has also been touted for the position. The appointment of the new technical director will be the final piece of the off-field jigsaw for Bennett and Bisgrove after their most recent respective rises through the ranks in recent months. Basically, talks are technically to be beginning this week, talks down in London with regards to it, as they do look for their technical director, and as I said, the search will be stepped up over the next couple of days, as I stated, as talks will begin. Basically, they spoke of the final shortlist of candidates through their paces again, and this is what they said for the overall matter in general. They said, to provide some context on that, both the chairman and I recognise that the leadership and the governance of the football department is absolutely fundamental to our short, medium and long-term success. Basically, in that regard, we have a football board with a number of leaders across the football department. We have our chief scout, John Park, who sits on that. We have Craig Robertson, our director of football operations, and the chairman and myself and the manager, Dr. Mark Waller, our director of medical and performance, and our academy director. We've got a really strong group of leaders that will implement the football strategy and take key decisions, whether that is the players' contracts, player acquisitions. All of that said, we do believe a director of football, a technical director, is something that will add additional value. So just to conclude, Rangers will step up that search this week as talks begin down in London with regards to that vacant position, which is very, very good. I've been very, very vocal on this matter over the last sort of couple of weeks and stated that it's something that we do do need to get right. We need to have a clear vision with regards to our recruitment. We need to have a clear vision with regards to how we adapt as a football club with regards to that moment, and basically have an interchangeable manner. So if a manager does step out, we just put a new manager in, and we've got a real good recruitment plan. Even when we're selling players, then we've got players ready to step up, ready to go straight away. So very, very important, but very, very exciting also, and I'll be excited to see who that sort of preferred candidate is as the week goes on, and then also what his outlay and what his vision is for this football club going forward. Very, very important part of the jigsaw, and very, very exciting development as well. So yeah, interesting. Now on the field matters, guys, of course, we've got Sparta Prague, of course, this week at Ibrox. Very, very important in match day 4, considering where we sort of stand within the Europa League. Our group is fairly tight. As I've stated before, it is sort of 3 points that does separate first from fourth. And a win over Sparta Prague would put us in a very, very good position going forward. Then we've got another home game against Aris Limassol. Yes, we did lose to them, but arguably the easier team in the group. So I am sort of targeting 6 points, which will probably see us go through to some sort of stage of knockout football next year. But as I said, a very, very important match. I stated in yesterday's video that their their key player, is going to be out as well, which is a big boost for us. With regards to our injuries, it's sort of the same. Nothing's really changed. Nico Raskin out, sort of Ben Davies also out. Maybe forgetting a couple of names as well. But in terms of where we are, we're starting to get players come back. Tom Lawrence is coming back as well, which is good to see. But certainly we need to be making sure that we win this game against Sparta Prague. I know it was a tough battle last week, a couple of weeks ago in Czech Republic, but we did get a 0-0 draw actually out there. And actually, if you look at the big context of it, the year we got to the Europa League, we actually lost at that stadium 2-0. Other teams have lost there recently as well. It has been a very, very good place where they've been playing their football. However, at Ibrox, I do expect a very different contest and something that we should be going all out to try and win, because 3 points is vital at this stage. And as I say, in Europe, your home games are very, very imperative to your success within the overall outlook of the Europa League group. So looking forward to that game, guys. Of course, I will be live for it, as always, tomorrow evening. It's the later kickoff, so yeah, I'll be up, ready to go for that game. Obviously, live match reactions return as well. And yeah, certain time to sort of enjoy ourselves. But European Rangers Thursdays are back, which I'm really, really excited to see. But that's all I've really got for you today, guys. We have to discuss quite a bit. Simon Jordan obviously giving his thoughts on the sort of Felipe Camont, the Frank Lampard debacle. We've also gone through why Rangers are starting immediate negotiations with regards to a new technical director or director of football over this week as well. And as I said, our next match, of course, against Sparta Prague in the Europa League. Do let me know your thoughts and opinions on the director of football and the vision for the football club going forward. And let me know your score predictions for Sparta Prague down there in the comment section below. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.